Hi everyone, and welcome to Meet SRU Faculty. I'm Alyssa. Today my guest has had many accomplishments throughout her career, from working for her doctorate while being a mother of two to helping numerous students succeed at SRU. Business professor Dr. Daine Galbraith joins me today. Welcome, Dr. Galbraith.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. So you started working at actual businesses such as Mellon Bank, AT&T, and Giant Eagle. What made you want to teach?
I always had kind of in the background that I wanted to do something a little different. So as I was working for Carlo University at the time and working as a regional manager for AT&T, from that point on, I decided that I really enjoyed the teaching part of it. And then when my second child, Kelly, was born, I decided to do it full time.
Yeah, so is teaching at SRU, was that your first teaching job?
It was the first full-time teaching job.
Full-time.
I had worked for Carlo, I had worked a total of 6 years with them. 3 years, but when I had started here. So I continued to work with them for a while.
Okay, now how long have you been at Slippery Rock?
10 years.
10 years?
I just got my 10-year pin.
Oh,
yes.
How exciting. Yeah, that's always, I'm sure that's a definite, what's the word I'm looking for? Very significant milestone.
It is.
In your career.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You don't come out of undergraduate in business thinking, gee, I want to teach someday. But yet, as you get involved in different things, and I love students, I love meeting people, so it's just kind of a natural progression.
Yeah, definitely. Great. So you're currently a VIP member of, is it Biltmore's?
It is.
Biltmore's Who's Who?
It was initially Biltmore, it's now Coventry.
Okay.
And I think it's an international organization of Who's Who. Previous to that, I was in Strathmore's Who's Who for a number of years.
Okay.
So it's kind of an accomplishment because, they notify you, and then they go through the process of distinguishing. Not sure exactly the process, but they approach you and then you say, yes, I want to be a member. It's a worldwide directory, so that's good for mentoring and for relationships and networking and things too. Right.
Now tell me exactly what is Who's Who?
It's basically a directory of individuals there's different Who's Who's, and some of them are specifically for executives, some of them are for professional educators, so it really depends on which specific category you're in, and then VIP is determined sometimes by the accomplishments and some of the other things that you can do.
Okay, that's great. So I saw the certificates in your office during our pre-interview.
Yes.
And do you just get a certificate, or does more go along with that?
More goes along with it as far as there's different things that you can even purchase through them, but it's really a bigger network for you to really meet additional people and again kind of extend your relationships.
Yeah, definitely. So we were talking earlier about how you just got you're proposing to take an international trip next spring. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I'd taken an organizational leadership class to England in 2011, and it was awesome. It was an awesome trip. It's the one thing that I think of that Jack Welch, ex-CEO of General Electric, always said it was the one thing that was missing in his portfolio, and that was an international or global experience. So it was always kind of in the back of my mind what a great opportunity that would be. And I just think we had students go that had never been on a plane, some had never been out of the country.
Oh, wow.
And what an awesome opportunity to, even if it's the same language, it's a different culture, the way things are done around that, in different countries are very, very different, from the economy to the finances to, we went to a sporting game, we went to actually a soccer game there. It was just so much fun to just immerse yourself in a different culture for like whatever it was, 8 or 9 days. And in 2014, in the spring, on spring break, I'd like to take another leadership class to Ireland and potentially do it with another professor in some of the business clubs to get them more activated and motivated and excited about doing some different things.
Right. Yeah, that'll be awesome. So when do you find out if you can actually do it?
If it's a go.
Yes.
There's an approval process, and then you have to market it. And really, if you do it year over year, you have more of a following. So it's a little harder But having younger kids, I can't necessarily do it every year because
Right.
I have to make sure that there's provisions for my own children.
Yeah.
But I just think being student-centered and giving them every opportunity to learn as much as they can before they graduate is just a great, great opportunity for them.
Right. Yeah, definitely. All right, when we come back, I'll be talking to Dr. Galbraith about what it was like to take on 2 jobs at once. Find out what I'm talking about after the break.
Hi, this is Madison from TNB Naturally in the Library.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Eric.
Hi, I'm Lori Martella from the History Department.
Hi, I'm Dr. Marshall from the Communication Department.
Hi, my name's Rita.
My name is Mac Dean.
Hi, my name is Chris Liberty.
I'm Steve Luderin, a student here at Slippery Rock.
Hey, I'm Cody Moody.
And I'm Tim Durr.
You're watching Channel 27.
Channel 27.
Right, you're watching WSRU 27.
Channel 27.
And you're watching WSRU TV Channel 27.
Make sure you tune into Channel 27.
And we watch WSRU Channel 27.
And I'm watching WSRU Channel 27.
And you're watching WSRU Channel 27. And I watch WSRU TV Channel 27.
Welcome back to Meet SRU Faculty. I've been talking to business professor Dr. Galbraith. So you were working on getting your doctorate while raising 2 children.
Yes.
What was that like?
Looking back now, I have no idea how I did all of that. Both of my children were 5 and under, and they're 2.5 years apart. So my goal was to not only complete my doctorate, but complete it by the time my daughter was in 1st grade.
Wow.
And she was 2 at the time. So when I moved from corporate America as a director of a business unit into full-time teaching, I continued to teach other places too because it was significant difference financially. And from that point on, starting and completing a doctorate, working the multiple jobs, having 2 younger kids, I just remember putting them down for bed and just working the rest of the night to complete it. And then my final, the final chapters of my dissertation in 2008, I worked the entire spring break from like the moment that we got off, literally every minute, because I was bound and determined that I was going to be done in less than 4 years.
Yeah. And were you done in
I
less
was.
than 4 years? Wow.
I was, and I missed a May cutoff to graduate. I was still a summer graduation because one of my committee members was out of the country. Otherwise, I would have been done. I mean, I was complete.
Yeah,
So,
that's awesome.
yeah.
That's great. And that would be hard too because your kids were so young. That's when they need the most attention,
Yes.
you know?
Yeah.
So I couldn't imagine how that was like.
Like I said, looking back, you know, but it forces you to be tremendously disciplined, and it's all about time management. And
Right.
every spare moment that you had, I would go to their activities, even as young as they were, and just take work with me.
Yeah.
I mean, everywhere I went, I had not a minute, but you know, it was all for a goal. You know,
Yeah.
pretty awesome goal.
Yeah, definitely. Did you ever have moments where you thought, I don't want to do this anymore?
That's a great question. The first month I was in school because we went over the weekends. So I was working the couple jobs full time during the week. My kids were very young. The first month I'm driving, you know, down the highway. I remember in '79 thinking, what are you doing? What were you thinking?
Yeah.
And then after that, it's like, you know what? Don't fight yourself. You have to do it. I literally never thought about it again because I thought no matter how difficult it's going to be, you need this for your own future and for your own career. And it's something I really, really wanted to do.
Yeah,
So
definitely. And here you are today,
exactly.
which is
10 years
amazing.
later.
Yeah,
Woo.
great. So your teaching philosophy is very student-centered, and it helps better prepare them for a career. How do you approach that?
It's funny that you said that because I just came from the leadership reaction course. So I have different classes go through there because it's an outdoor experiential course based on a military course. And really when you're talking about leadership, that's where the leaders really emerge and the teams really, really mesh. And we were talking on the side, when I took my leadership class to England, when I had them do the leadership reaction course, it was phenomenal. They bonded, they were an absolute high-performing team at the time. But how do I do the rest? I keep it interactive. I think that, you know, you learn as much from each other. I think it's a safe environment. I think it's one that, because I have business experience, that I don't have to teach out of a textbook. I do kind of a combination of things. And I'm always looking for fresh things, for things that are different, for things that are fun. And like in management labor relations, for example, we'll do a simulation where one's labor and one's management. And if they're more closely aligned with management, then they have to be on the labor side.
Okay.
So it's those kinds of things that I think you really teach them soft skills. Because the one thing that we know for sure is we're preparing students for jobs that don't even exist yet.
Right.
So there's going to be so many different jobs and even so many different careers. And I think when you're looking for those kinds of things, you're looking for the soft skills, you know, the emotional intelligence kinds of skills that they can adapt to whatever change and whatever environment is that they face. And it's so different than just the pure technical skills anymore. I think the interpersonal skills are so, so important.
Oh yeah, definitely. And you know, with the business department, it seems that, you know, the teaching is more hands-on now.
Absolutely.
In terms of getting more experience other than just sitting in a lecture.
Oh, but I love that. Like my management seminar class, we're working with Pittsburgh Passion, the female football team.
Oh wow.
That is world renowned, but people here don't even know about them.
Right.
Like they were Dapper Dan Award winners just a couple of years ago. And just this past week, we went down and did a number of game day events, from the cornhole to basket giveaways, and they made a lot of money.
Wow.
For the passion while experiencing. They had to set the goals, they had to set, you know, achieve the goals through their strategies, and then they are actually going to present everything to the owner coach as part of their final presentations.
Wow.
So I just think what an awesome experience to give them the opportunity to work with an organization that really desperately needs bodies, volunteerism, help. And it's not only that, but it's a resume builder that you can, when they say, well, what did you do in school? You know, you can, it was, you know, not only hands-on, but it really significantly makes a difference to this team.
Yeah.
So that, like, they won this game 49-0 at a beautiful stadium. And then my guys, like they announced the class, they announced, you know, my name. But then just to even do all the raffles and things, they just did a tremendous job. I was so proud of them.
Yeah, that's great. That's awesome. That's an amazing opportunity too.
It is.
Now, do you have your students work with other organizations other than the Pittsburgh Passion?
I just started teaching management seminar in the last year or so. So we've done a couple things with them, but I have talked to other members of the business department, the sustainability,
right.
Enterprise Accelerator. So we will work with those folks as well to do consulting projects. But I just think you go out, you seek it out, and then, you know, it's mutually beneficial.
Yeah, definitely. You can just go up from here. So what is your goal in your career?
My goal right now, it's the second part of my career, is just to really give back. I love the student-centered opportunities that a university affords you. But I think you got to love what you do. I think you got to be passionate about, you know, teaching and trying to make a difference. And I do so many like resume reviews and letters of references, and I keep in touch with a lot of my folks, including some of my international ones. I just think that's such an awesome opportunity to not only, you know, create that network, but just continue that network. So I really want to be a resource, even in advising. I say that all the time. Come see me at any point so I can help you.
Right.
I've been there. I have, you know, a good network outside of university and academia, and how important that is to keep in touch with those people. So again, just to support them. I'd love to see when they succeed.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you all for joining in on today's discussion. I hope to see you all next time. Have a great day.